no impetus
I think there was a question back here. Kathy?
Yeah, I know that Mr. Newport suggested I not speak. I was thinking maybe my letter should have been first and maybe not theirs. I'm just opposed. I don't see what the big rush is. The pile's been sitting there for 2 years. Why don't you guys figure something out? What is the big rush? You know, I know I am the neighbor that's right next door, and apparently I'm the one that always complains. But you know, my family has lived around here, and first of all, in Ed's letter, he hasn't had the property for 50 years. He bought it in the 80s, so I just thought I'd correct this letter. You might want to check the land titles office. And I just think, I don't see why you guys think it's so pressing. If it's sitting up there, what's it doing? You know, maybe you guys can figure something out and not push it ahead. I ask council to look at that, please. Thank you.
My concern was trying to push it ahead and deal with it as a fire hazard.
Well, I think that if you, as you say, to send the fire marshal up there, you know, because you can look at it and it's basically no man's land. It's pretty cleared and stuff. Perhaps it isn't. I don't know.
Yeah. Just a suggestion that you had, some of the councillors did talk about maybe time frames, and if I may suggest that you could put in a motion for the temporary solution for something to the effect of 3 days a week, like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 4 hours, no more than 4 hours a day, and then over a period of time that would definitely get rid of the pile. And again, until the rezoning is dealt with. And I think that would be a bit of a compromise, away from the weekends, away from all of the rest. So that's just a possibility.
Are you also suggesting that no more debris go up there?
Well, if you're going to do that, and Dave McIntosh had that suggestion to council that if you want to go that way, I believe, if I hear him right, he's suggesting, to be fair, give all the contractors notice that after a certain date, it won't happen until such a time as this has been dealt with by the Resource Recovery Committee.
I think that's a good idea, Alison, for a number of different reasons. You got to give the people who, the residents who retain the contractors to haul their refuse away, a time to sort of see whether they'll store it on their own grounds and deal with it somehow, or whether they'll wait to see what council does as far as rezoning is concerned for either one of the two properties, not just J&E. And then they have a decision whether they hold it on their property until something happens from council, or they deal with it themselves in 2 or 3 or 4 months, whatever the case may be. And that seems to me is a reasonable way to deal with it.
I guess I'm just wanting a little more information before I make the decision, and that was what my motion did. So I'm not happy with if it's, you know, if the stuff that's in the bins that Dave's referring to are tree branches, well, there's people on the island with chippers that can come out and chip it on and give it to people for mulch. They don't need to have it hauled away. If it's a stump, then maybe there's an issue, but how many people are clearing sites for buildings right now? There isn't an influx of building permit applications. So I just would like more information before I'm going to make a decision. So on that basis, if it's not the motion I suggested, then I will be voting no against the other motion, just because I don't feel I have enough of a grasp of the facts.
And just to be clear, you can burn, you just don't want to go to the expense of those permits?
E Backhoe had all of the legal permits, and why they didn't burn last year is because the Metro Vancouver introduced an additional rule you had to have an air management report, which he got, and it was favorable. When the final documentation of of everything that was required by Metro Vancouver, it was a little late in the year. So it's April 15th is about the last date that you can legally burn, open air burn. So Ed felt there wasn't enough time to complete that burn. He had all of the legal permits required. If he tried today, he could get them, but that would be a few more days or weeks in order to get that material. But yes, he could.
I went on Metro Vancouver's website last week and the week before, and they post all the permits that have been issued.
Yeah, it's there.
And the last one that was issued to J&E expired on April 30th, 2010.
It's 2011, the last one, because he had permission to burn and he didn't.
Well, it wasn't on the GVRD website. I will look again.
Actually, that's not really relevant to this.
So again, it's just temporary. You've got other issues that come up. You've got your rezoning applications from a couple of companies that are going to deal with that. You've got a brand new committee coming up that should be making a Bowen Island standard. That would be something greater than Metro Vancouver standard. And that's just a problem. It's not here yet. And you got the problem like Dave mentioned. So, I would please, council, to give a temporary solution, and if you're going to say no, give 10 days or a month to the contractors, so they gotta start shipping off island. And they gotta charge their customers the appropriate rates. And that's a bad way to do it, but that's your decision.
I still would be for allowing it to happen for a period of 3 weeks.
Before the no.
And at the same time, that's the end, that basically is the end, there'll be no more accepted, and anybody, public notice to that effect. That's it, it's done 4 hours a day, Monday through Friday,
For 3 weeks or for a month?
for 3 weeks.
So that's not the motion Kathy read it.
No, I'm
Kathy,
sure.
what-
No, I was just basing that on Councillor Lucas's original suggestion. But I'm understanding that council hold in abeyance enforcement of the land use bylaw relating to the operation of the horizontal tub grinder, subject for a 3-week period, Monday through Friday, until such time as, never mind. Just for ending at the 3-week period, Monday through Friday.
For no more than 4 hours at a time.
For more than 4 hours.
And why don't you just pick a date? What's 3 weeks from now, looking at that calendar behind you, Tim? Pick a Friday.
19th.
March is over.
19th of March.
It'll be 16th of March.
The Friday?
Oh, the Friday,
Yeah.
you know.
Till Friday, March 16th.
How about I reread that? The council hold in abeyance enforcement of the land use bylaw relating to the operation of the horizontal tub grinder and for a period of 3 weeks, Monday through Friday, no more than 4 hours a day, ending on the 16th of March.
Well, you don't need the 3 weeks.
Yes, you're correct.
You would
And
need to
we need
put
another clause
no
in there.
earlier than and no later than in terms of time of day.
No, I mean, it's not, it's gonna be done during daylight hours when there's, hopefully, you'll do it between 10 and 2 or 11 and 3 or something, right?
Yeah, half the time it's only half a day, and we don't normally start till 9 o'clock.
And what about what about public notification?
Well, we just have to tell the customer.
No, the municipality will not allow.
I guess what we're technically doing is enforcing, intending to enforce the law.
Somehow there needs to be something in there along the lines of no more waste going up there.
No more waste going up, yeah, there'll be no more waste accepted at the site
No more,
after the 16th of March.
Yeah, the no grinding will be taking place after the 16th of March.
No, it's not just grinding. You can accept it and stockpile it. There'll be no more stockpiling after March 16th.
That notice has to be to all contractors, not just.
It's gonna be.
To all the
it'll be a
contractors.
public notice.
We'll put it in the paper on our website.
Sure.
And it can be emailed to all the buildings.
Yeah, we can get it.
so which bylaw are we talking about, Cap?
The land use bylaw? So it should be holding in the enforcement, the enforcement of the provisions of the land use bylaw.
Number 57, 2002.
That's a prohibition of burning. Land clear roof. So we're talking about burning land? I mean,
No, there's another section that's referring to the burning one, I guess.
Yeah.
There's another section.
is there another section?
Yeah, I don't know.
I think leaving it general like that will be enough to let our bylaw officer know, what she's
Okay.
holding in abeyance. We put in relating to the operation of the horizontal tub grinder.
Okay,
So I think that gives enough specific.
on that particular
Yeah.
property?
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. We finished the discussion on this, so you can ask the other guys
If
back.
I propose it, do I have a second?
And I asked the Kathy read it again. Oh, goodness.
That council hold in abeyance enforcement of the provisions of the land use bylaw relating to the operation of the horizontal tub grinder, Monday through Friday for no more than 4 hours a day, ending on the 16th of March. And that staff advertise, give public notification, this is where I have to clarify, but regarding that there will be no more stockpiling allowed after this date.
So maybe instead of saying operation of horizontal tub grinder and stockpiling of,
No, I think it's stockpiling anywhere, not just at JD.
Yes.
Basically, the notice will be saying that we'll be enforcing our bylaws relating to stockpiling.
Right.
If we keep it general, then I can get a better, it'll be a better ad than it is a resolution.
Okay.
stockpiling means hauling from site A to
So-
site B.
So the motion's being
Proposed, seconded.
seconded. Are we ready for the question? All those in favor? Great.
I will go get councillors'
Wait a minute.
guns.